It's Wolf with another video about Club Penguin stuff and CPPSes and all of the kind of insane recent news with CPPSes that has happened over the past 2 to 3 days. This video has honestly taken me like way more attempts than I would have thought it was going to take me because really I just didn't know what to talk about, and I really wasn't planning on making a video about this Club Penguin stuff again because I figured that I had already said everything I needed to say in the first one. But now that Disney has kind of stepped in and not only shut down Club Penguin Online but is also in the process of shutting down multiple other CPPSs, I felt like it was a good idea for me to kind of come out with a little bit of a more positive video on this situation because a lot of people are really upset now, it seems. So just to recap, I'd say maybe a month ago I made my original video about Club Penguin Online, which was a Club Penguin private server that got massive popularity after the original Club Penguin shut down. The administrators of it claimed to have like over 8 million accounts created, just insane number of players. But recently, a former staff member of that server made a series of videos, and so did some other people, and there were also posts online about this, pretty much exposing the owner of Club Penguin Online as doing a lot of, well, very just bad things. The biggest thing was that he was using his position as the owner of a Club Penguin private server to solicit minors for naked pictures. There's evidence of it. There's actually a lot of evidence of it. Simply put, it seemed like he was pretty much trading people, moderator and other staff positions for naked pictures, which, as I said, well, for one, in general, that's just wrong, but also the fact that it's minors makes it very, very wrong. So just very bad things going on Club Penguin Online. Alongside of that, he was also accused of doing things like doxing people and swatting people and, personal information, bad stuff in general. Anyway, if you want to hear more about that and like kind of when it happened, you can check out my original video. I go into it all a little bit more in depth in that one. And then also a bunch of bigger YouTubers also made videos about this. Actually, seemingly like within the next few days after me making my video, Kavos, who's a very large YouTuber, made a video about it. Tamago, who is also a reasonably large YouTuber who has number of Club Penguin videos that have millions of views, made some videos about it. Eventually Some Ordinary Gamers made a video about it, and I think that one was really the one that sort of got this out there because Some Ordinary Gamers has a massive following. So overall it really got a lot of news, which was good because that was the goal, was to get it out there so that way something would be done about it, and eventually something did get done about it. Now if you actually search up Club Penguin Online, not the actual service, if you Google the words Club Penguin, you'll see that actually the BBC even has a news article about it. The Verge, Variety, multiple other news outlets have been talking about this, like actual news outlets, and Disney has finally gotten involved, and as I said in the beginning of the video, they sent DMCA notices to a bunch of servers, which is frankly something that I called for in my original video because a lot of Club Penguin private servers just don't have any regulation. And from my perspective, I think it's cool that people managed to keep Club Penguin as a game alive for so long because it was such an important part of so many people's childhoods. And also, I'm just interested in archiving and things like that, and you always hear stories about these games that went offline and you can't play them anymore and everything from them is lost, and Club Penguin was one of those games that I think that could have happened to if people didn't come back and try to keep it alive. But unfortunately, some people ruined it for everybody else. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about this whole DMCA thing though. So as I said in my first video about all of this, I've been playing Club Penguin private servers since I was in middle school. I've been playing them since I was pretty much in, 8th grade, and that was 8 years ago pretty much. So in other words, I don't really play them anymore. I more so was interested in them from a technology side nowadays, but nonetheless, I've known about Club Penguin private servers for a very long time, and a lot of people who are talking about this right now don't necessarily seem to have been involved with Club Penguin private servers for as long of a time as I have been, and some people are kind of thinking that almost this is the first time that Disney has done anything like this, when in reality Disney has been taking down Club Penguin private servers forever, for their entire existence. So that's just one thing I want to say right now. There's a lot of people right now that are really worried that all Club Penguin private servers are gonna go and be shut down. I really don't think that's going to happen because it hasn't happened before. Even when Club Penguin was still a game, servers would get shut down and then pop right back up. Actually, actually, as of today, if you look at some different servers' websites outside of Club Penguin Online, multiple other servers have been taken down as of today, which is the day after supposedly all these DMCA notices got taken down, including one of the oldest and most well-known servers, CPPS.me, which I've mentioned a lot and actually tended to be my sort of go-to private server whenever I wanted to make a video. Like those PSA missions that I recorded, those were all done on CPPS.me. If you try to go to CPPS.me right now, you can't connect to the website. The website is completely gone, it seems like, so it appears that they also have gotten a DMCA notice, which not very many people were playing CPPS.me anyway, but that's one that's gone down. Multiple other servers, like I said, have had DMCA notices. But that just brings me to another point. Yeah, it sucks that a lot of people are fans of Club Penguin, but also I kind of have this question of, why do we want to play Club Penguin anyway still? Now, what I mean by that is I've seen like various press release type things from different servers over the past day that have said pretty much that they're going to fight a DMCA notice with all their might, and I just don't quite understand why everybody wants to fight these DMCA notices so bad. Because here's the thing, like, yes, if you put hard work into your server, then obviously you're going to be upset to see it go away, but there's so many alternatives at this point that I don't really understand why people would want to put themselves in the risk of legal repercussions and stuff just to keep a Club Penguin private server going. And now that this whole thing with Club Penguin Online has happened, Club Penguin private servers are never gonna have a good name ever again. So I just don't understand why some people want to fight so badly to keep their servers up when there's so many other things that they can do. And that's what I want to spend the rest of the video talking about, which I know we're already kind of like 7 minutes into the video, but I kind of wanted to, like I said, have a little bit of a positive message in this whole situation that, yeah, Club Penguin private servers might be shut down completely even, which I heavily doubt that'll ever happen, but they're definitely going to be not as prevalent from now on. But there's plenty of other things for people who are fans of Club Penguin to do, and I want to tell you guys about some of them. So from the player side of things, there are two other games that I think you guys really might enjoy if you liked Club Penguin. One is Box Critters. Now, you might have heard of Box Critters before. It's actually a pretty popular game because it was developed by Rocket Snail. If you don't know who Rocket Snail is actually the guy, I believe his actual name is Lance Preeb. He was the person who very originally created Club Penguin. He was the person who created Penguin Chat, which was the predecessor to Club Penguin, and he was the one who, well, pretty much sold Club Penguin to Disney and created the original Club Penguin. He has a new game now called Box Critters, which, since it is, by an actual company and stuff, it's by his game company, it has real moderation, and, it's actually secure and safe, and it's extremely similar to Club Penguin because it has a lot of the same people who worked on the, early years of Club Penguin working on it. The art style is almost exactly the same for the rooms. The setup of it is quite literally the same. You wander around and you talk to other people. It's a very, very similar game, and I think that people who enjoy Club Penguin might like it. Also, one other thing about Box Critters that I think is important to mention that I kind of forgot to mention earlier in the video. So far as I know, it runs on HTML5 or some other important thing. So CPPSes, people are so concerned about keeping CPPSes alive and everything, but the truth is, even if you kept a CPPS alive, Club Penguin was made in Flash. In Flash, everything pretty much, all web browsers are seemingly ending their support for Flash very soon. So even if it wasn't Disney, the problems of Flash are going to come around eventually anyway. So, you might as well move on to something else that's going to be around for longer than trying to fight to keep this game that's not going to be really supported by anything alive for longer. Anyway, moving on to the next game though that I want to tell you guys about. This actually, I just happened to find out about this out of nowhere. So a Club Penguin private server, one that actually does happen to still be alive right now, old CP.biz. It was a Club Penguin private server. Well, it might be shut down pretty soon probably. It's a private server that was built to be like the original couple years of Club Penguin. Anyway, the person who created that, I believe, is responsible for this next game. It's called Snaildum. It's at snaildum.pro, which I know that a .pro website URL is a little bit suspicious, but so far as I can tell, it seems, like a normal website. It doesn't seem anything super weird. I'm guessing that it was probably one of the situations where that was just like a really cheap URL. Snaildum.pro has a pretty similar art style, and if it is in fact made by the guy who made old CP.biz, then it also has a lot of that Club Penguin DNA. I really haven't explored it at all yet, but it seems to be a very similar game to Club Penguin, and you play as snails, which is kind of funny because Rocket Snail was the original developer of Club Penguin, and so he appeared as a snail in the early days of Club Penguin. Anyway, it's pretty much like a medieval kingdom. You play as snails, you walk around, or, well, slither around, I guess. What do snails do? Like crawl, whatever, and talk to other people. Actually, when I checked it out earlier, there was nobody online, but it's pretty much the same thing. I don't even think you need an email address to sign up for it. I believe that you can, like, not enter one in, and you can still make an account, so you don't even have to put your email address in for that one. That's a pretty cool game. Like I said, it does seem sort of dead right now, but nonetheless, it's another option if you want a game that's kind of like Club Penguin. And lastly, another sort of project. This one isn't really active, but something I just wanted to kind of tell you guys about, that maybe if you show the developers interest, they might pick it back up again. This game is actually pretty old. It came out, it was like a Club Penguin clone back when Club Penguin was around. I actually did play on it like once or twice when it was still active, but it was kind of a really obscure thing. It's called Waffle Island, and the website is actually just like a WordPress website. It's kind of a long URL, so I'll probably just show you guys a picture on the screen of it. I didn't play this game that much, and like I said, it isn't active anymore. If you go to hit the play now button on the website, it just redirects you to one of those things that's like, you can buy this URL. But actually, one of the developers, as of 2 months ago, March 2020, did post on the blog on the website a post that pretty much said that, like, the developers still exist, but that Waffle Island is definitely like a kind of far in the past thing. But now that Club Penguin private servers and everything are kind of shutting down, I mean, if they got interest, I kind of wonder if they would pick that project back up. And like I was saying, Waffle Island is pretty much just another Club Penguin clone. You click around and you wander around an island as a waffle and talk to people. So anyway, that's just 3 kind of game suggestions, I guess, if those are possibly things you guys might want to check out, you know, if you want to play something that's a little bit like Club Penguin. And now I also kind of want to have a little bit of a message for any developers who have worked on CPPSes, which is work on something else, I guess is the best way to put it. The thing is, if you've worked on a Club Penguin private server as like any sort of, you know, really any position really, whether you are a moderator or like a designer or a programmer or anything, you clearly have video game creation skills. And what I would suggest is to all of the people who are, you know, involved in a CPPS right now, who that has either been shut down and they aren't going to be reopening it, or is in a CPPS that they're like trying to fight against Disney in some weird way, just kind of like not to give up the fight, but just don't be so zoomed in on Club Penguin as your only option. I mean, as I just have shown you guys, there's 3 other games that are super similar to Club Penguin that other people have made. Why don't you go ahead and make a game? I mean, there's plenty of other animals that can have a club out there. And I mean, there's also that game like Pan Fu that was around forever ago that was like a Club Penguin clone. There's Moshi Monsters, Webkins even. There's a lot of games like that. So I guess my suggestion to any developers is follow in the steps of Rocket Snail and go try to make your own game. Go try to make something that's completely new. And even if maybe you are only familiar with Club Penguin, maybe even take the basis of Club Penguin and change it so much that it's something else and not something that Disney would recognize or really even care about. Because I've seen a lot of private servers that are trying to act like the big dogs in the situation way too much when they're not. Like, I saw a post somewhere on like Reddit or something from some CPPS that they said they were going to try to get around any Club Penguin Disney DMCAs by like hosting their servers in Panama. Like, that's just weird, and also really not good from a business perspective, I guess, is what I would want to say. Anyway, I think that's just kind of my whole take on the situation. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to bring a little bit of positivity to some of the hopelessness that some of the people who are really big fans of Club Penguin are feeling right now with all of this. And another thing I want to mention, the Club Penguin speedrunning client. That is another major thing I almost forgot to mention. So speedrunners for Club Penguin have been using this for a while, it appears. If you didn't know, there were people who speedrun things in Club Penguin. It's called the Club Penguin speedrunning client. I haven't really looked into it at all. I'll leave a link in the description. I don't know how hard it is to set up or anything. If you guys want me to try to investigate how to set it up, I can. Leave me comments and stuff telling me that. But it's pretty much like a way to make a local hosted Club Penguin private server, which means that it's not actually on the internet, it's only on your own home network, but you wouldn't be playing on the internet. So single player, that's another way to still play Club Penguin. You wouldn't be able to talk to anybody or anything, but you could still wander around the island and explore games, maybe even play with the game files and stuff if you want to get into that and work on something of your own. But anyway, I guess this is kind of a long video and just a lot of talking, but I guess just what I really want to get at is that I think that as a community, the Club Penguin private server community needs to focus away from Club Penguin and focus more on the fact that Club Penguin and Club Penguin private servers have taught people so many skills that just imagine what developers behind CPPSs could do if they would stop restraining themselves within the CPPS community and stuff and try to do something different and something on their own. Also, here at the end of the video real quick, I just want to say I don't plan on really doing any more Club Penguin focused videos on the channel just because the CPPS stuff I think Club Penguin private servers in general are just gonna have a very bad name after all of this, because even though only one server was doing bad things, I think it's going to reflect on all of them as a whole. And also in general, this channel isn't really a Club Penguin channel, so I just wanted to kind of make a note here at the end that if you're expecting me to do any more CPPS reviews or anything like that, I really just don't have any plans to. That's not to say I won't make any Club Penguin videos. I mean, Club Penguin was one of my favorite games growing up as a kid, so you can still expect to see videos about like my collection of stuff that I have from Club Penguin. Eventually I'd like to get my hands on a copy of the Wii game, the Club Penguin Game Day, and make a video about that. I might even still do some videos about like interesting stuff, like how that one time I added those box critters rooms to Club Penguin to a CPPS. So I might still do some kind of videos like that, but don't expect me to really make any more videos about CPPSs or like the community itself or anything. I don't really think that I want to particularly involve myself with that so much anymore. So if you're here for that type of stuff and like you feel like you want to unsubscribe, that's fine, you know, I get it. But anyway, so thanks for watching the video. If you are interested in seeing my normal content, my Call of Duty videos and racing game videos and other things like that, those will obviously resume after this video has been uploaded. Probably playthrough stuff as usual. And yeah, if you're interested in that, do make sure to subscribe. So I'll see you guys in future videos, and bye bye.